Greetings friends, Jawless Paul here. In this video we're going to be going over some of the new weapons that have come out since the last video I made about the weapon aspects and their tiers. And their tiers. Let's first start with
this one.
The newest or the oldest new addition to the ensemble, the Guan Yu Aspect Spear. Guan Yu Aspect Spear, you can charge up your spin, and rather than it being just a spin in place, it fires a projectile that heals you. And then the special is, and the attack animations are slower. You've got this kind of triple attack, but as you can see, much slower than the usual spear. It's difficult to, I don't know, it's the difference is pretty contrasting, right? That's a pretty big difference in my opinion, in the speed of those. And that, honestly, until you get used to it, that will kill you. You'll take a lot of damage at first with how slow that is. But if you fire the special, it's more like a rocket. It very much looks like a fireworks rocket flying through the air. It's got this awesome sound. He makes this cool noise when he throws it. The special is fantastic. The special is very, very good. It's a lot of damage. If you can get crit on it, you can fire this and dodge away. And it's very, very good source of damage. The attack is very nice too, though, and it heals you for 1 point of healing per tick of damage that the swirly does. Now, to trade off all those wonderful goodies, you have 50% less max life and healing. But if you think about the healing that you get from the attack, the healing portion of it is okay. I mean, it's not great to have reduced healing in any situation, right? It's a bummer, and to have less health is a bummer too. So 50 health is the max you can get coming out of the gates from Hades, and then you earn half from that point on. So it's not like you can slap on Cerberus and it's all hunky dory, because that's halved as well. So yeah, what do I think of the Guan Yu weapon? I like it a lot, actually. I think it's got a ton of potential. It's a weapon that has a high skill cap. The people who are very good with it are like wizards. They do magical things with this weapon. So I think that if you can take the time to learn it. The dash is also pretty cool. I mean, the dash is not different from the others, but the dash does more damage. So there's a good way to kind of time it where you attack, and then you can get a lot more attacks in if you intersperse your attack and your dash attack. It's a good way to play with it. Good builds with the Guan Yu special. Athena attack is a great one, because your spin, this blob will deflect the whole way. So if you kind of hang out by it will deflect all around you, and that's very nice defensive option. And in Elysium and in Asphodel, where there are projectiles flying around everywhere, it's very nice to have some deflect on your side. Another good build would be special with Artemis, so you get crit on that, and it does really large amounts of damage, especially if you can go for chaos, get some bonuses to your special damage as well. Yeah, it's very, very good. Overall, I'd give this is definitely an S tier weapon. But once again, there will be a variety of skill levels playing with this weapon. For instance, when I play it, I'm guessing I can get it up to maybe a B+ at best. Whereas you give it to a couple other of these guys, and man, it looks like they look like Guan Yu himself running around killing people. So yeah, if you have the patience to play with it and to figure it out, It's fantastic, S tier for sure. All right, we'll talk about the other elite final form. I should talk about this too. So the final forms of the spear and the sword have been revealed, and they require a little bit more. So aspect of Guan Yu, you have to talk to Achilles, and it may not show up right away. You have to have a certain amount of heat. I think you have to unlock a few things or pay for a few things in the spear. As well, and then you can talk to Achilles, and he'll tell you about something, and then you have to say some words, and then Guan Yu shows up, and then you can put blood points into it to unlock it. Same applies for the sword, except you speak with Nyx instead of Achilles, and then so the aspect of Arthur. The aspect of Arthur is kind of goes the opposite direction from Guan Yu. It adds 50 to your life total, and you get an aura when you do your special that does it reduces damage. Okay, so this whole area while you're standing in it, you take 40% less damage. It does a little bit more damage too than a regular sword special. If you notice this, that does 50, but it's much faster. So it goes from being a very fast weapon, which the sword is normally very, very fast, to being a very slow ponderous. But there are a few tricks. So the dash attack has a nice effect where you stab out twice a little bit quicker. But let's start. Sorry, I've gotten ahead of myself. Let's stick on the special. Okay, so you do the special. You got this aura. There's a couple tricks with the special. If you push the special button to start the animation, and then you dash, you will do the special. You'll land the special where you dashed to. So it's a nice benefit to the special. And actually, I recommend you do this all the time. If you walk up to someone and try to do your special, they will hit you, and anytime you take a hit while you're doing that special animation, you will get stunned. Well, not stunned, but it'll knock you out of the attack. Whereas if you dash, you can use those iframes. So start in a safe spot, dash in with iframes, and then you'll land the special a lot more if you do that. And then if you do the dash with the attack, you speed up your attack. So the main attack is, all right, I'm back. I'll show you as fast as I can do it. That's your 3-hit combo. You notice that last hit does 200. It's glorious. You get Artemis on that. Whew, you get some big numbers indeed. Now, you can also do the same thing with the attack animations of the sword. You notice there. So attack. I dashed after I pushed the button for attack. So there's some manipulation that you can do with dashing with the Arthur sword that make it a lot better than it would be. It's very, very slow. It's high damage, similar to how Guan Yu is high damage. And we're back. It's very nice, but I'd say that in essence, in a lot of ways, Arthur doesn't have a lot of the problems that Guan Yu has in terms of life, right? You've got so much defense with Excalibur, whereas this one you sacrifice a lot of defense and your health basically, and your healing to do more damage. Basically, it turns that into a rocket, right? So the rocket hammer upgrade. And then you have your spin as a projectile as well. And then this one, you've lost a lot of your mobility, your speed, but instead you have higher damage, higher defense. This is definitely an S tier weapon as well. I mean, it's these legendary aspects. They made them very, very powerful, and they're a lot of fun. Both of them, though, are very slow feeling, at least in my mind. Guan Yu has range, so that's how it deals with the slowness. And then Arthur or Excalibur, you have extra health to deal with the slowness of that weapon. Yeah, I guess I'd say, it's tough because a lot of things are in S tier. There's a lot of good weapons in the game right now, and they've been tuning them. Aspect of Nemesis got tuned down, by the way. It's like 30% instead of 35. I mean, that's I don't know, significant, I guess. But yeah, Aspect of Arthur, obviously anything that has crits on the attack is a lot of fun. You've got big damage, but then you've got so much defense. A lot of people have gone for like high tank builds, so you get Aphrodite, where it's reduced damage from enemies. You can get Athena to deflect a lot and have some extra defensiveness that way. And any damage reduction effects that you can get from Dionysus or anyone else is a great way to boost this weapon up. I prefer the higher damage than the defensive options, but that being said, it's good either way. I think it's very solid weapon. S tier for sure. And then we got an entirely new weapon. We got the glove, the twin fists of Malphon. Okay, and so let's start with the Zagreus aspect. Zagreus aspect, if you unlock it all the way, it's got 15% increased attack speed and dodge chance. This weapon is very fast attacks. Some of the fastest in the game. I'd say it's faster than the rail. It's somewhat faster than, it's slightly faster than the rail. So that's your attack, and the dash attack is this kind of like right hook. You know, if you're a boxer, you know, you got your right hook, you dash in with your right hook. You got your jab. Basically, you're jabbing with both hands. That's not accurate boxing. That's not how boxing works. But anyway, it's very fast, and then your special is this uppercut that very much is reminiscent of Ryu and Ken's, Shoryuken. It's awesome. So we've got that. It's a double hits, 30 hits twice, to make 60 total. But you can also dash with it, and you do 40 damage. So this is the only weapon that has a dash special. Okay, so that's kind of cool. And I actually found this to be a little bit obnoxious, and I'll tell you why. Because I dash so much. I'm a big fan of dashing. I dash a lot, so a lot of times when I wanted to do the leaping uppercut double hit, I would instead do the single hit, and that's fine in some situations, and in other situations it's a little annoying. So, for instance, I really like putting on, I like putting thunder on my special, and then you get 2 thunder strikes with each uppercut. So it's 30 and 60, and then whatever lightning damage twice, and then if you get double strike, obviously you guys know I've talked enough about how Zeus works and how amazing lightning strikes are. So I like that on the uppercut. But if you dash, it changes it to a single attack. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you can work around it, that's great. But the special can be a little funky that way, and maybe that's why it'd be better to have a percentage increase than something like Zeus on your special. And then it's got increased attack speed and dodge chance aspect of Zagreus. Very nice. Both of those stats are exactly what you want. You want to punch fast. That's kind of what this weapon is all about. And then the 15% chance to dodge. As you can see, this weapon, the range on this weapon is pathetic. I mean, you're punching, right? Like, so the range should not be high. It makes a lot of sense that it's this short of a range. But there are ways to close the distance with dashing and whatnot, as always. But that dodge chance is exactly what you want on a weapon where you're getting right up in enemies' faces. So, would I prefer 15% reduced damage taken? Maybe like 15% defense. Maybe that'd be better. But it doesn't make sense. If you're wearing gloves, why would you have more defense? You're just going to be a little bit more nimble than if you're carrying around a giant weapon. So that's kind of the idea behind it. If you care about things making sense. Aspect of Zagreus, I think, is a very solid option. I'd say it's A tier. It's a very good option for the fists for sure. All right. Aspect of Talos is next. Aspect of Talos, your special becomes Magnetic Cutter. It pulls and deals 20 damage. So that's 20 damage that happens before the rest of the special damage. And then once you've done that, the enemy that you pulled receives 40% additional attack and cast damage for 4 seconds. Okay, so it works like that. That's you can see how that worked. It pulled it in for 20, and then you did a normal uppercut for 2 strikes on the uppercut. This aspect is actually very, very, very good. I'd say this is just about correctly tuned to be perfect, because with this weapon, the biggest difficulty you have is closing the distance safely and attacking, because you have to get so close. With this brings an enemy to you, so it's just another way to begin engagements on your own terms. It's very, very good. It even works with the dash special, as you see here. Right? So it works with both the dash and the regular special. The 40% increased cast and attack damage feels a little bit like a slap in the face to me. I mean, it's fine. It's a decent number, but you've got, if you compare that to Aspect of Poseidon, you've got 50% increased cast damage just all the time. And I know this is cast and attack, fine. But then compare that to Achilles, 150% bonus cast and attack damage. I mean, it's only for 2 attacks, but for 2 casts, that is a lot. This is why Achilles is an amazing cast weapon. Attack, not so much, right? Like 150% increased damage on your attack. So, I mean, what, are you going to do a spin attack, you dummy? No, I mean, it just, to me, that 40% is like, huh? And it only applies to one. The character that you pull, the enemy that you pull, and it only lasts 4 seconds. It's not, for my money, that's not an amazing debuff, right? Like, I'd rather it be something else, to be honest with you. Like, increase the special damage. How about that? Give me 40% increased special damage. There's no other, I don't think there's another one that increases special damage by a flat amount. So I think that'd be kind of cool. But anyway, I'd say the effect that this has for Fists of Malphon is just right. It's perfect. So as much as I don't like to give things, to flood the S tier, Aspect of Talos it's just perfect for what this weapon wants to do. So I give this an S tier, Aspect of Talos. And then you've got Aspect of Demeter. After landing 12 strikes, your special is supercharged. So instead of it being a double strike, it is a triple strike. So you get 30 damage going all the way up to 210. All right. Aspect of Demeter. So there are ways to make this work. If you get things like, if you get ways to increase your attack speed, if you get faster attack speed, or if you get long knuckle, I think is what they call it. It makes your attack fire from farther away. Long knuckle is amazing, by the way. Long knuckle basically it turns your Fist of Malphon into a pseudo rail gun. So I like it a lot. I like that a lot. But I would say the Demeter aspect is a little clunky. 12 strikes is a lot of strikes to get your special. I would have preferred a different system than this. It doesn't play very much differently than Aspect of Zagreus does, honestly. You've got fast attacks and dodge, and then your special just occasionally, whenever you see it go off, you're like, oh, I'll just use my special now and it'll be big. There's no, I don't know, in my mind, like, going for special, I'm going to do 12 strike exactly, and then, by my calculations, it'll be perfect when I do my special. That isn't the way that it works practically. You end up just using your attack all the time. That's your primary attack, and then you use your special whenever it's up, whenever you have your bonus. So it's bonus damage. It's nice bonus damage, but I don't exactly love it. I think I'd rather honestly, I'd rather just have attack speed and dodge chance than to have a special that was hypercharged every 5 hits. It's very cool and it looks cool. I'll say that it looks very cool, right? You get it charged up and you've got this cool lightning effect. You know, you're kind of like a Dragon Ball Z character. And you do 210 damage, which obviously if you get that buffed up with, you know, some things. I've done a run with lightning on it because I have to do lightning on everything. But if you get Artemis on it, if you get any percentage-based increase, it's awesome. You could put 5 stacks of poison, although I think that's probably the worst option. You might as well get poison on your attack if you're doing that. But anyway, yeah, I'd say this is B tier. It needs a little bit of tuning, or it needs another effect. Just having extra hits doesn't make it as good as Aspect of Talos or Aspect of Zagreus, in my opinion. It just doesn't do it for me. So yeah, that's kind of my take on those. And then as far as adjusting anything, I think Aspect of Zagreus, with the way that dash attack works right now with spread fire, Aspect of Zagreus could probably be bumped up a little bit. I'd probably bring Chiron Bow down a little bit as well, and maybe Aspect of Zagreus down a little bit. They're both fine, but Aspect of Hera for some reason is just so stinking good with certain attacks, or with certain casts, I should say. It's ridiculously good. And it's not by any, it's just the loading into your attack. That's all it is that makes it so good. But anyway, we'll leave that where it is. As far as the shield, Aspect of Zeus probably could be bumped up to A tier because of the increased rate of damage. Like, you can rack up quite a lot of damage very, very quickly with Aspect of Zeus. Now, they nerfed Aspect of Zagreus from, I think it was from 15 to 10%, but I won't move it. It's fine where it is. Aspect of Hades, I don't know. Some people thought that think that I should adjust this. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it 1. Maybe I'll bump it up to B. The sweep, the spin attack is it's such a trap, I think. It's such a trap. And then Aspect of Zagreus, they changed this pretty significantly. It's no longer just range and speed by a lot. It's now, they kind of lowered the range and speed to 25%, and then they increased the damage by 25%. I don't actually like it as much. Since I did the video, I found a cool build where you get multi-skewer and it flies around the screen like instantly, and that's a lot of fun. That was incredibly fun. But it no longer works exactly that way. So I don't like it as much as I did, although I probably was a little bit unfair with it before because it had a cool effect. 25% increased special damage is it's meh. I don't know. This one to me feels like it's just kind of awkward. But anyway, that's just my take on it. And then they adjusted Aspect of Zagreus to include dash. So I still would never choose Aspect of Zagreus. I just never would. There's no reason to take it over Nemesis. Like, it plays exactly the same way, but you get crits with this one. Like, why would I choose move and dash distance, move speed and dash distance over crit chance? 30% crit chance on my attack? Are you joking me? That's so much. That's so much. Aspect of Poseidon is still strong as ever. But that's going to do it for this video, I think, you guys. That's just a quick rundown on the new weapons and the new aspects that are out. I am super excited about the rest of them. Man, I got all kinds of theories: a laser cannon, fist of Thanos, Robin Hood's bow, and then the shield of Captain America. Are you kidding me? It's coming. That's what it confirmed. I should say too, if you like this kind of video, if you enjoy the content, I make all kinds of runs with these weapons, and you can watch those and see me fail or succeed with any of them and any strange build that I come up with. I try to do a lot of weird builds and try to find strange combinations and whatnot. So if you enjoy that kind of stuff, check out those. And subscribe to the channel and like this video and like the rest of my videos. But anyway, take it easy. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Oh, we got a 3K. No. We got him. Oh, we got him. No, he got me. No way! How did it happen?